Beyond the black mouth of the cursed cave lurk the unfleshed. Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to day 20 here on the 31 Days of Horror. I am your host Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yeah, day 20 is here, and we're going to Germany for this one. I believe this film came out in 1965, it's saying. Yeah, from 1965. This one goes by a bunch of different titles. Night of the Vampires, I know, is one of the titles. It apparently goes by another title of The Curse of the Green Eyes. Night of the Vampires I'm more familiar with. I think that's the original title of the film. And of course this one from 1965, released by Image Entertainment, and it's called Cave of the Living Dead. Another film that I've had in my collection for way too long and just never checked out. I have no idea why. Again, just sitting way too far back in the collection and just got too much stacked on top of it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, of course, this one right here is in black and white. And getting into the plot of this one, basically centers around this small little village. They've had a bunch of random murders that have happened. And some of the people in the town seem to think that they're not so random. Others don't really want to say anything. So they call in this detective from the big city to come and investigate these murders. And once he gets there, he realizes that there's nothing to go on. There's absolutely no evidence. There's no clues. There's really nothing to go on. So he starts asking around, you know, the other police officers, people in the town. The people in town are very hesitant to even talk about anything and stuff. So he's really getting nowhere. Then one night he stayed in a hotel, and another murder happens right next to him, which kind of annoys him. It happens right next to him. Starts to investigate. The body goes missing. And now he's super frustrated because, you know, they got really nothing to go on. So then he actually ends up going into stay at this castle where this professor's up there doing scientific experiments and things like that. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to figure out, you know, exactly if these murders are related to these caves and stuff. So he's doing experiments on these caves and stuff like that. So now it's up to basically this detective and his sexy assistant to kind of figure out what the hell's going on in this small town. Because like I said, no one's saying anything, and yeah, it is what it is. So that is basically the premise of the film. Now my thoughts on this one. This is an interesting film, actually. You know, it doesn't really get too deep into the whole vampirism thing. It does, but it doesn't. I really did like what they did with this. It's a very type slow burn film with more of like, it almost feels like a giallo at times. There's so much police investigation going on in this film that, you know, it almost takes you out of it a little bit, and you kind of forget that, you know, at times that you're even watching a horror film if it wasn't for the setting. Now, the setting in this film is really interesting because, you know, most of the film is set like in these castles and things like that, which is fantastic because I love that gothic feel. Castles are like one of the ultimate settings for me in a film. It's so inviting and gripping, you know. It just feels like a real horror film, especially in black and white. So I love the castle feel to this. You know, when they're outside in the small town, it feels like you're watching a Western, which is very odd to me. You know, you go from, you know, this gothic castle feel to like this, you know, this outdoor kind of Western feel front. It's really, really strange, but kind of cool. This film right here is originally in German. This was the re-edited, redubbed version for the, you know, release for the American audiences. So it's actually dubbed in English, but I will say the dubbing is really good. I think it was recorded maybe originally in English because some of it does seem like it's actually lining up pretty good, but the dubbing actually isn't horrible. But yeah, like I said off the top, the review, this one is German, but it is in English. So so the acting I thought was actually pretty good. I really liked the detective in this film. I thought he was actually a lot of fun. Even at times, it seemed like he wasn't even taking, you know, the story, like the character seriously. I don't know. It was kind of odd. It's something you have to see, but you know, for a film that's kind of being played straight face, I just felt like some of the characters were a little too goofy for the feel of the film at times, especially the police officers and a few other characters in the film. It might have just been the acting or maybe the interpretation of the dubbing. I don't know exactly what it was, but there was things that were kind of throwing me off a little bit about this one. Yeah, the biggest thing about this film, it is a very slow burn. You have to be very patient with this film, and I think it has a pretty decent payoff in the end. You know, it's not mind-blowing, but it's a fun film. If you like slow burn gothic type films that are in black and white, like I love old Universal films. They always feel like very gothic-y to me, and Hammer films, of course, and stuff like that. Well, more Hammer with the gothic feel, but this one I find is a really good job, you know, and it's got an interesting take on the vampire, subgenre. It doesn't really bring a whole lot new to the game, even though this one was in 1965. It was still relatively kind of straightforward and stuff. But I did like what they were doing. You know, they were kind of beating around the bush with a lot of things, and certain things and aspects that were happening in the film I really did enjoy. So, but another film, really not a whole lot you can say about it without giving anything away. I think one of the best things about the film, like I said, is the setting and the castles and stuff. I think that's just awesome. It just feels so cool. But I had a lot of fun with this. I really thought that, like I said, the lead detective in this film was a lot of fun. It just, the way he played the character was just fantastic. So I'm going to give this film a solid 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was really well done. Maybe too slow for some people's liking. It won't be for everybody, like I said. But like I said, if you're into these things, then you'll really enjoy this one. But Cave of the Living Dead. Check this one out from 1965. I believe that this may be out of print. I would assume it is. A lot of these older Image releases are. So, you know, if you can find it, give it a shot. I think it was a ball of fun. But yeah, that's going to do it for day 20, guys. Check you guys tomorrow in day 21. Peace out, homies.